Hi guys. Yesterday I did this podcast on the African Man podcast on Apple and Spotify. If you've not seen it, you guys should check it out. It's titled Spiritual Destiny and Energy Swapping. And I try to use software engineering to define how this thing is done, how you can pull yourself out of it, and I try to explain the benefits of spiritual stability. I explained that energy swapping and destiny swapping, it's like trying to kick TikTok out of their source code. A source code is like your whole context. It's like your heart, your lungs, your liver, everything that makes you you. That is a source code in programming as a software engineering. So I try to use it too. But then it doesn't make any sense because it's not possible. There is no TikTok without its source code. The source code is almost useless if TikTok does not have funding. Even if TikTok has funding and they have solid engineers, they are destined to become the best of the best. If the end users, you and I, consumers, do not accept the program, it is pointless. And I explained in that podcast that the way energy swapping and destiny swapping works is like this. 2 years ago on Facebook, there is a cyber attack that goes on where people steal other people's business through Pixel. Pixel is like an identification number that is given to you to do your marketing. So that way, when you run advertisement on Facebook or Google, you can track how people relate or interact with your advertisements. So what those cyber engineers have done successfully, listen to this though. What they've done successfully is they can track everybody that comes to your website. They can know how much you make, how much you would make. Let's say your business does $1 million in a month. They can steal the whole portfolio by swapping an empty pixel with your pixel. They will steal everything. They will wipe it clean. I work for God. And I try to put myself in the shoes of people who do this. You know that person needs that money. This is their business. This is their life. But then my justification is, if anybody can do this, that person is not caring about how you think. It's not caring about how you feel, about, the reason why you are alive. That person does not care. Because when you swap an empty pixel, this is software engineering, an empty pixel with a fulfilled pixel, it's and surprisingly, Facebook is not a programming language. In previous contents I explained, I said a programming language and the universe, they are on the same level. The programming language is used to create programs, and every program consists of binary codes. A human being, you and I, are like binaries. What is an example of a binary code? Numeric figures like 0 to number 9, that is a binary code. Alphabet figures like A, B, C, D to Z, that is a binary code. Semantics or pinpoints like brackets, dots, X, minus, all those things. Those in combinations are binary codes. Every human being, every plant has its own designated functions. I used to think, back in the day when I was going through all my teachings and my mentors and all this, I used to argue with them that it's not possible. And they said it's possible. It is. I strongly believe that alphabet letter A has its function, that it is the same across all programs in the world. And that function is different from alphabet letter B. But because this life has been around for a long time, oh my good friends, people know how to swap those two functions without the software engineers that manage the system without them knowing. As far as I'm concerned, a binary code, which is, let's say, alphabet letter B, does not have the power to swap places with alphabet letter A by itself. So where does that power comes from? Now we're using software engineering to dive into this thing. How is it possible? Because it's not possible as far as we are concerned. I am a developer. A full stack developer is, I know every possible programming language and I've used them. As far as I'm concerned, it's not possible. But how is it possible? Because these things happen. In real life, there's something they call elements and domains. Remember, we're using software engineering to define these things. What is a very good example of elements, my good friends? Water, fire, air, and so many more that we don't even know. Those are elements. Domains. Domains are word of God. It's like a command attached to those elements that synchronize with other pinpoints. It doesn't even make any sense to me. How did you come to negotiate? Because I know a binary code does not have that power. You get my point? As far as if that does not tell you anything, that should tell you that this life has been around for a long time and there are so many secrets in this life for a long time. Oh, my good friends. If you lack spiritual stability, your relationship to God is weak, people will use you and nothing is going to happen. And in that podcast, I explained that, because I don't want to take too much of the time. In that podcast, I explained, that podcast went on for like 35 minutes. Go check it out. In that podcast, I explained that only a fool will involve themselves into these things. Because let's say you and I are on the same level. You are a binary code 5, I am a binary code 5. My function is different from yours, even though we are of the same binary code. And let's say we operate in the same lens. We are of the same frequency. We operate differently because this is how it works. Binary code 5, it can be identical in the same program because the function will be different. Let's say -5 or +5. Multiplication 5 or minus plus. You get my? There will be I'm talking about the same lens. The functions are different. And I explained that if I have a relationship with the CEO of Apple, my phone is Apple. If I have a relationship with the CEO of Apple, and when I charge my phone, which is my energy is full, and I interact with my friends, with my lover, with my family, with business partners, and I notice that I am depleted energetically, rather than reach out to the customer service of Apple, I reach out directly to the CEO of Apple that, my good man, so thing has happened to my phone. What's going on? The CEO of Apple is going to say, nah, that phone is brand new. It should not do that. We are going to change your phone. That is what it's like to have a relationship with God. God is going to change that energy. And then they will dive in and do a research on that energy pinpoint. That what is going on with this energy? They are going to find that dummy and they are going to deal with that dummy. But let's say I don't have a relationship with God. All I know I have to do is I bought the phone from store. I charge the phone. And then I have to charge it. Now my life is not, I cannot enjoy the phone. Because as I'm recording right now, it dies. It prevents me. It cuts my train of thought, what I'm trying to do. Because right now I'm sending a message to you. But if I'm being depleted, it is impossible for me to become my full potential. That's why I preach on this podcast. You need a solid spiritual stability with God, a strong connection with God. This life is deep. It is almost annoying. A very, very long time ago, my mentors would tell me, life is set up in automation. They did not use because they speak Yoruba. But for context, they said it's automation, which is, it is set to just run by itself. With software engineering, I know for a fact, for a fact that, let's say a Python program, or Python, if you don't know what Python is, Python. Python program is what they use to create artificial intelligence programs, like machine learning, Internet of Things. Very, very powerful programming language. I would recommend you check it out. Python programming language, for example, it does not run on automation. If a developer have a problem and I send a message to a customer service, an engineer outside that works for Python or works for their company, their head office, is going to respond to me. But then, now that we're going into the phase of artificial intelligence, there is an artificial intelligence that is set, an agent that is set in motion to respond to me and try to fix my problem before an engineer comes in to assist me. Destiny swapping and energy swapping has been around for since the dawn of this existence. That should tell you that life has been around. That's why I don't like people that much, because people lack integrity. The fact that you can do that to another human being when you know, it's like you trying to steal the battery of somebody, or trying to steal the life work, that pixel example I gave to you guys, trying to steal it from, it almost doesn't make any sense, but it does. And it is not your responsibility to know, to try and figure out what makes sense and what does not make sense. Protect yourself. Have good relationship with God. Ask for intuition, discernment. How do you feel around certain people, certain places? Listen to your inner gods. Listen to your God feeling. Oh, more. I don't like the feeling here. I should stop talking to this person. Pay very close attention. If it doesn't make any sense to you, go and talk to God. In previous contents, I explain how to do these things. People are not good. There's no upright human being anywhere. People like us that are kind, we expect certain things from people. But from experience, as we're getting older, as we're going into life, people play by different rules, different ball games. Discernment, intuition, ask for wisdom, knowledge, understanding of things. It's going to save you. Be well.